Life has a way of knocking us down. We've all been there. Maybe it's a setback in your career, maybe it's a personal loss, or maybe you just feel stuck. But here's the truth, it's not about how hard you fall, it's about how you rise from the ground. The world will keep spinning, whether you get up or not. But I know one thing, you can always get back up. You can rebuild yourself. You see, no one said the road would be easy. No one said it wouldn't be filled with pain, doubt, and even fear. But when you fall, you can't stay there. You have to decide to stand. You have to decide that you're worth fighting for. Don't let yesterday define your tomorrow. You are more than your failures. You are more than your mistakes. Your story doesn't end when things go wrong. It begins when you decide to rewrite it. Look in the mirror and ask yourself, am I ready to rebuild? And when you do, understand this rebuilding doesn't mean becoming someone else. It means becoming the best version of who you already are. It's about shedding the layers of doubt, guilt, and shame that have weighed you down. It's about learning from your scars, not hiding them. Because those scars, they're proof that you survived, that you're still here, still standing. So what's stopping you? Fear, doubt, others' opinions. None of that matters. What matters is the fight inside you. The fire that says, I'm not done yet. You have something inside of you that no one can take away: determination. It's the key to unlocking the best version of yourself. Use it. When the world tells you no, you tell yourself yes. When the road seems too long, you take one more step. And when you feel like giving up, remember why you started. There's no magic formula to rebuilding yourself. It's about showing up every day, even when you don't feel like it. It's about grinding when no one's watching, when no one's cheering you on. Because in the end, it's not about them. It's about you. This is your journey, your comeback. And trust me, the comeback is always stronger than the setback. One day you'll look back and realize that everything you went through wasn't to break you, but to build you into who you were meant to be. So stand tall, take a deep breath, and rebuild. Not for them, but for you. When life knocks you down, and believe me, you might find yourself in the darkest of places. You might feel like everything you've worked for, everything you've dreamed of has come crashing down. The weight of that fall can feel unbearable. But here's the truth, it's not about how hard you fall, it's about how you rise. The fall, that's just life's way of testing you, challenging you, asking you, how bad do you want this? It's easy to lose sight of the bigger picture when you're on the ground, bruised, tired, and full of doubt. But I want you to realize something right now. The fall doesn't define you. It never did. What defines you is what you do next. When you're down, you have a choice. You can choose to stay there, let the fear and pain hold you back, or you can choose to stand back up. And that moment when you decide to rise, that's where the power lies. Because rising isn't just a physical act, it's a mindset, a decision to reclaim your life. It's a statement to yourself and the world that you are not your failures and you are not finished. Let's be real for a minute. Rising isn't easy. It's not glamorous, it's not quick, and it doesn't always feel good in the moment. When you get back up, your legs may still be shaky, your confidence uncertain, but the beauty is in the process. Each time you rise, you get stronger, you get wiser, you get better. Rising is about resilience. It's about courage. It's about looking at the challenges ahead and saying, I'm still here and I'm not going anywhere. There's strength in rising after a fall, because that's when you're forced to dig deeper than you ever thought possible. You start to discover parts of yourself you didn't know existed, the part of you that won't quit, the part of you that's relentless in the pursuit of your dreams. That's where true growth happens. It's in those moments of struggle and defeat where you learn what you're really made of. Now, let me tell you, this falling is not failure. The only true failure is staying down. We all fall, every single one of us. But it's in those moments when the world seems heavy that you have the opportunity to rewrite your story. You get to decide how the next chapter goes. Rising is about redemption, about reclaiming your power, your purpose, and your passion. When you rise, you're telling the world, you can't break me. Every setback, every disappointment, every hardship is just fuel for your journey. And when you rise with experience, you rise with wisdom. You rise with a new understanding of who you are and what you're capable of. You rise not as the same person who fell, but as someone more prepared for the next challenge. So no matter how hard you fall, no matter how deep the pain, remember this, the fall is temporary, but the rise, that's permanent. That's where your strength is. That's where your greatness lives. Rise up and keep rising. Rebuilding doesn't mean you have to reinvent yourself or turn into someone completely different. It's not about erasing who you are. It's about finding out who you really are and sharpening that. Becoming the best version of yourself means taking everything life has thrown at you, all the good, all the bad, and using it to mold yourself into something stronger, something wiser, something more complete. A lot of people think that when they mess up, they need to start over, wipe the slate clean, and become someone new. But that's not the truth. You don't need to abandon yourself. You're not broken beyond repair. You've got everything you need inside you already. You just need to uncover it, to bring it out. Every experience you've had, every challenge you face, every mistake you've made, it's all part of who you are, and all of it can be used to rebuild. Think about it like this. When you're rebuilding a house after a storm, you don't tear down the foundation if it's still solid. You work with what's there, strengthen what needs fixing, and add to it. You reinforce it, make it better. That's what rebuilding yourself is about. It's about keeping the core of who you are, the parts that make you you, and improving on them, strengthening the weak spots, learning from what didn't work, and building up from there. The best version of yourself isn't some perfect version that never makes mistakes. It's not some ideal you'll reach one day where everything's flawless. The best version of yourself is the one who knows their limits but still pushes past them. It's the one who understands their flaws but doesn't let them stop their growth. It's the one who can look at their past and say, yeah, I've made mistakes, I've fallen short, but I'm still standing and I'm better for it. There's something powerful about accepting yourself as you are while striving to be better. When you stop trying to become someone else, someone you think the world wants you to be, and start focusing on becoming the best version of who you already are, that's when real change happens. You stop comparing yourself to others, stop chasing an idea of perfection that doesn't exist, and you start living in your truth. And that's what rebuilding is really about, living in your truth, owning your journey, and stepping into your greatness. You're not rebuilding to erase the past, you're rebuilding to honor it, to take what you've learned and grow from it, to build on the foundation you've already laid. Every failure, every setback, every lesson, it's all part of your story, and it's all valuable. The best version of you isn't somewhere far off in the distance. It's already here, waiting to be uncovered, waiting for you to bring it out into the world. So when you rebuild, don't try to become someone else. Don't run from who you are. Embrace it. Embrace the journey, the growth, the struggle. And remember, the best version of you is not about being perfect. It's about being real, being true to yourself, and becoming stronger with every step. Yesterday is gone. Whatever happened, it's done. You can't change it. You can't rewrite it. But you can learn from it. Too often, we let the weight of our past hold us back, letting yesterday's mistakes cloud tomorrow's potential. But here's the truth: you are more than your failures. You are more than the mistakes you've made, the wrong turns you took, or the times you didn't show up for yourself. Your future doesn't have to be a reflection of your past unless you let it be. See, life is full of second chances if you're willing to take them. Every morning you wake up is an opportunity to start fresh, to step out of the shadow of yesterday and into the light of possibility. But the key is this: you have to believe that yesterday doesn't define you. You have to believe that your story isn't over because of one bad chapter, or even a few. We all fail. We all stumble. That's part of the process. That's part of living. But you can't let those moments of failure stick to you like a label. You can't let them define your worth or your potential. Too many people give up on themselves because they've fallen once or twice. They start to believe that their mistakes are who they are. But your mistakes are just moments, they're not your identity. Failure is not the opposite of success, it's part of it. If you want to succeed, if you want to build something meaningful, you've got to understand that failure is just a step along the way. It's not a stop sign, it's a stepping stone. What matters is how you respond to it. Do you let it consume you, or do you rise above it? Do you let it hold you down, or do you use it to push yourself forward? Yesterday might have been hard. You might have made some choices you regret. You might have fallen short of your own expectations, but tomorrow is wide open. Tomorrow is yours to create. You don't have to drag yesterday's baggage into your future. You don't have to keep reliving the same mistakes over and over. You can choose right now to let go of what was and focus on what can be. And here's the thing: those failures, those moments of weakness or disappointment, they can be your greatest teachers if you let them. Every time you fall, you learn something. Every time you stumble, you get a little stronger. So don't run from your failures. Face them, own them. But don't carry them with you. Take the lessons they offer and move on. Your tomorrow deserves to be built on hope, not weighed down by regret. You've got to forgive yourself. You've got to understand that being human means messing up, but it also means having the power to grow, to change, to rise. You are more than your failures because you are capable of learning from them, of transforming them into fuel for your future. So don't let yesterday tell you who you are. Let today be the start of something new. Let tomorrow be shaped by your vision, not by your past. When you stop letting yesterday define your tomorrow, you set yourself free. Free to dream bigger. Free to take risks. Free to be the person you're meant to be. Your past doesn't have to hold you back. In fact, it can propel you forward if you decide to let it. You are more than your failures. You are your resilience, your drive, your courage to keep going even when it's hard. So stand tall, shake off the weight of yesterday, and walk boldly into tomorrow. It's yours for the taking. Fear and doubt, those two voices in your head telling you that you're not enough, that you can't do it, that you'll never make it. They're loud, aren't they? They show up right when you're about to take that step, right when you're on the edge of something great. But here's the truth: fear and doubt don't matter. They never have, and they never will. What matters is your determination. See, fear is a part of life. It's a natural response to stepping into the unknown. Everyone feels it. Every person who's ever achieved something great has had to walk through that wall of fear. The difference is they didn't let it stop them. They didn't let doubt paralyze them. They felt the fear, they heard the doubt, and they kept moving forward anyway. That's the power of determination. Determination is what keeps you going when everything inside you is screaming to stop. It's what pushes you forward when doubt is telling you to turn back. It's that fire inside you that refuses to die, even when the world is telling you it's not possible. Determination doesn't listen to fear. It doesn't care about doubt. It's focused on one thing: the goal. Fear will tell you that you're not ready, that you're not capable. Doubt will try to convince you that failure is inevitable. But determination tells you that you don't have to be ready. It tells you that you don't need all the answers. It tells you that as long as you keep moving, as long as you keep trying, you will find a way. You see, fear and doubt are just distractions. They're obstacles designed to test your resolve, to see if you're really serious about your dreams. And here's the thing: everyone who's ever succeeded has had to face those same distractions. But they didn't let them win. They didn't let them control the narrative. They focused on what mattered: their determination to succeed no matter what. That's what separates those who make it from those who don't. It's not talent, it's not luck, it's not having all the answers, it's determination. The relentless belief that no matter how many times you fall, no matter how many people doubt you, no matter how many times you doubt yourself, you will keep getting up. You will keep fighting. You will keep fighting. You will keep pushing forward. Fear and doubt will always be there. They're part of the journey. But they don't have the final say. You do. And when you decide to push past them, when you decide that your determination is stronger than your fear, that's when everything changes. That's when you step into your power. People who let fear and doubt control them never get to see what they're truly capable of. They stay stuck, paralyzed by what ifs. And I'm not sure, but those who let determination lead the way, they break through barriers. They overcome obstacles. They do things they never thought possible. Not because they didn't feel fear, but because they chose to move forward in spite of it. Determination isn't flashy. It's not always exciting. Sometimes it's just about putting one foot in front of the other, day after day, even when the road feels long and hard. But that's what makes it so powerful. It's quiet, but it's unstoppable. And when you harness that power, there's nothing you can't do. So let fear be there, let doubt whisper in your ear. But don't let them drive. You are the one in control. Your determination is the engine that will take you where you want to go. And as long as that engine keeps running, nothing can stop you, not fear, not doubt, not anything. Because at the end of the day, it's not fear and doubt that determine your success. It's your will to keep going no matter what. It's your decision to rise above the noise, to ignore the voices that say you can't, and to focus on the one that says you can. That voice, that's determination. Listen to it and let it lead you to everything you've ever wanted. There's no magic formula to success, no secret shortcut that's going to take you from where you are to where you want to be overnight. It doesn't work like that. The truth is, success comes down to one thing: showing up every single day, even when it's hard. Especially when it's hard. You see, people love to look for that quick fix, that easy answer, that one piece of advice that will change everything. But there's no magic, there's no special trick that makes the journey easier or faster. What separates those who make it from those who don't isn't talent. It's not luck, it's consistency. It's the simple, unglamorous act of showing up day after day, grinding when no one's watching, pushing yourself when no one's around to applaud. Showing up is the foundation. It's the commitment to put in the work, no matter how you feel, no matter what obstacles come your way. It's easy to be motivated when things are going well, when the road is smooth and the winds are coming. But the real test, it comes when everything feels like it's going wrong, when the odds are stacked against you and your energy is low. That's when showing up matters most. Because here's the thing: anyone can be great for a moment. Anyone can have a flash of brilliance, a burst of energy. But greatness isn't about moments. It's about what you do day in and day out. It's about pushing through the pain, the boredom, the frustration, and showing up for yourself, even when no one else is there to see it. Think about it. Success isn't built on one big leap. It's built on thousands of small, daily actions. It's about doing the work when you don't feel like it, when your motivation is dried up, when doubt creeps in, and you're questioning if it's even worth it. That's when you have to dig deep. That's when you have to remind yourself why you started in the first place. And here's what you need to understand: showing up doesn't mean you have to be perfect. It doesn't mean every day is going to be a win. Some days showing up might mean you barely get anything done. But you know what? That's okay. Because even on the hardest days, when everything feels like a struggle, just showing up keeps you moving forward. It keeps you in the game, and that's what matters. It's easy to get discouraged when you don't see immediate results, when the progress seems slow, or maybe it feels like there's no progress at all. But success doesn't happen in giant leaps. It happens in tiny steps that add up over time. And the only way those steps keep adding up is if you keep showing up day after day, week after week, month after month. The truth is, it's not the people who are the most talented or the most intelligent who achieve greatness. It's the ones who refuse to quit. The ones who show up again and again when it's not exciting, when it's not fun, when it's not easy. Those are the people who make it. And here's the kicker: showing up isn't just about doing the physical work. It's about showing up mentally, emotionally, and spiritually too. It's about staying committed to your vision, even when everything in you is screaming to quit. It's about believing in yourself, even on the days when it feels like no one else does. There will be days when you want to throw in the towel, days when the grind feels endless, when the goal seems too far out of reach. But those are the days that matter most. Because every time you show up, even when you don't want to, you're building something inside of you. You're building discipline, you're building resilience, you're building the mindset that says, no matter what, I'm going to keep going. There's no magic formula for that. No quick path to success. It's about grit. It's about determination. It's about showing up every day, putting in the work, and trusting that in time, the results will come, because they will. They always do. So no matter how hard it gets, no matter how far off the finish line feels, keep showing up, keep pushing, keep believing in yourself. Because at the end of the day, that's what separates those who dream from those who achieve. The willingness to show up day in and day out, even when it's hard, especially when it's hard. The world is going to tell you no. over and over again. It's going to put obstacles in your path, make you question yourself, and try to shut doors right in your face. People are going to doubt you. Some of them won't believe in your vision, won't see your potential, and they'll tell you you're not good enough, not ready, not capable. But here's the thing, the world doesn't get the final say. The world might say no, but you tell yourself yes. When everyone around you is saying no, that's when you need to dig deeper and listen to that voice inside you, that voice that tells you to keep going, that refuses to back down. That's your yes. And that yes has to be louder than every no the world throws at you. Because the truth is, the world will always find reasons to tell you no. Maybe they don't understand your dream. Maybe they don't see your vision the way you do. Or maybe they're projecting their own fears and limitations onto you. But none of that matters. What matters is whether you're willing to tell yourself yes, even when it feels like you're the only one who believes in it. Yes is about believing in yourself when no one else does. It's about backing yourself, even when the odds are stacked against you. It's easy to fold when people tell you no. It's easy to walk away when you're met with rejection, when you're told that you can't do it. But the people who make it, the ones who break through and succeed, they're the ones who refuse to take no for an answer. They're the ones who tell themselves yes, no matter what the world says. You see, the world's no is just a challenge. It's not a stop sign. It's a test to see if you have the resolve to keep going, to keep fighting, to keep pushing forward. And when you tell yourself yes, you're not just saying it to the world, you're saying it to yourself. You're reminding yourself that your belief in your dream and your purpose is stronger than anyone else's doubt. When the world says no, it's trying to get you to second guess yourself. It wants you to doubt your abilities, to question your worth. But that's when you need to be stronger. That's when you need to look in the mirror and say, I got this. Because the most important yes you'll ever hear isn't going to come from someone else, it's going to come from you. The world's no can be loud, but your yes has to be louder. And that's where your power comes from. When you tell yourself yes, you're making a decision. You're deciding that no matter how many times you're rejected, no matter how many times people tell you you can't, you're going to keep pushing forward. You're going to keep believing in your own potential. Telling yourself yes means you're willing to bet on yourself. It means you're willing to put in the work, take the risks, and face the obstacles head on because you know what you're capable of. You don't need the world's approval. You don't need anyone else's permission to go after what you want. All you need is that internal yes that drives you forward. And when the world says no, let it fuel you. Let it push you to prove them wrong. But more importantly, let it remind you that their no doesn't define you. Your yes does. Your commitment to your dreams, your willingness to keep going, your belief that you are worthy of success, that's what defines you. At the end of the day, the world can say no as many times as it wants. That doesn't change your path unless you let it. Because you're not here to live by the world's rules, by the world's doubts. You're here to chase your own dreams, write your own story, and achieve your own greatness. So when the world says no, stand tall. Say yes to yourself. Say yes to your dreams. Say yes to your potential. And then get out there and show the world that their no can't stop you. Because your yes is stronger than anything they can throw at you. Keep saying yes, and the world will have no choice but to follow your lead. The comeback is always stronger than the setback. That's more than just a phrase, it's a mindset. It's about understanding that life is going to knock you down. You're going to face challenges, you're going to hit walls, and sometimes it'll feel like the world is conspiring against you. But that setback, it's not the end of your story, it's just a chapter. And when you come back, when you rise from that fall, you come back stronger, wiser, and more powerful than you ever were before. Setbacks are a part of life. They happen to everyone. No one is immune to failure, to disappointment, to loss. But the difference between people who stay down and those who rise back up isn't whether or not they faced a setback, it's how they chose to respond to it. It's in the way they turn that setback into fuel for their comeback. See, a setback isn't just an obstacle, it's an opportunity. It's a chance for you to learn, to grow, and to recalibrate. When you experience a setback, life is giving you a choice. You can either let it break you or you can let it build you. And when you decide that it's going to build you, that's when the comeback starts. People think that the setback is a sign that they're on the wrong path, that they should quit, give up, or lower their ambitions. But setbacks are part of the process. They're not a sign to stop, they're a test. They're life's way of asking, how bad do you want it? How strong are you? Are you willing to keep going when things get tough? And if you answer yes to that, if you decide to keep pushing, that's when the comeback begins to take shape. The thing about a comeback is that it's not just about returning to where you were before. It's about coming back better, stronger, and more prepared. Every setback teaches you something. Every failure, every disappointment, every moment when you feel like you've lost it all leaves you with lessons. Lessons you couldn't have learned any other way. And those lessons make you stronger. They make you smarter. They prepare you for the next level. Because let's be real, if everything came easy, if you never faced any setbacks, you wouldn't grow. You wouldn't develop the resilience, the toughness, the grit that's necessary to handle real success. Setbacks give you that. They test your limits and show you where you need to improve. They push you to dig deeper, to find strength you didn't know you had. And when you do that, when you find that strength and use it to propel yourself forward, you become unstoppable. The comeback is about more than just bouncing back. It's about rising higher than you were before. It's about proving to yourself that no setback, no matter how big, no matter how devastating, can keep you down. It's about showing yourself in the world that you are stronger than your circumstances, that you are greater than any obstacle in your path. Think about the people you admire, the ones who've achieved greatness. Do you think they never faced setbacks? Of course they did. But they didn't let those setbacks define them. They used them as stepping stones. They took the hits, they felt the pain, but they didn't stop there. They came back stronger, more determined, more focused. That's the power of the comeback. It's not just about overcoming the setback, it's about transforming because of it. It's about turning your pain into power, your struggle into strength. Every time you rise after a fall, you're not just getting back to where you were, you're becoming someone new, someone better, someone who's not afraid to take risks, who's not afraid to fail, because you know that no matter what happens, you have the strength to come back. Setbacks are temporary, they don't last forever, but the lessons they leave behind, those are permanent. They stay with you, they shape you, and they make you better. That's why the comeback is always stronger than the setback, because it's built on everything you've learned, everything you've endured, and everything you've fought through. So when life knocks you down, and it will remember that the setback is not the end, it's the beginning of your comeback. It's the start of something greater. And when you rise, you won't just be the person you were before. You'll be stronger, smarter, more resilient. You'll be unstoppable. Because the comeback isn't just about surviving the setback, it's about thriving in spite of it. It's about turning your adversity into your advantage and using it to fuel your rise to the top. The comeback is always stronger than the setback. Believe that. Live by that. And when the time comes, you'll show the world just how powerful your comeback can be.